This is the Healing Hour for November the 5th, 2019.
This is your host, Tyson Bannigan, the Luminator, your number one health, wealth, and enlightenment activator. Need some help? Give me a call toll free, 1-866-369-7464.
Hello, this is Tyson Bannigan, and this is the Healing Hour. I'm with you for the next hour to help you answer all your questions around dowsing and energy healing, help you do a clearing, take back your personal power, and stand in your truth no matter what. So if you're just joining me now, please let your network know that we're live for the next hour, and there's three ways you can join me. You can phone in toll-free in North America, 1-866-369-7464. That information is in description above the show where you're watching it live on Facebook. You can also join me internationally through WhatsApp using my number, which is 01 for Canada, 250-803-2480, which is my cell phone. That is also, information is also available in the description of the show, wherever you're watching the show. And you can also click the Zoom link and join me live through the Zoom link. And you will then be able to be beside me during this call. So welcome to the show, and let's get started. So on the way home from Vancouver, we were listening to a book, an audiobook on empaths, and I found it very interesting being an empath myself. You know, what is it that we can expect as an empath, and what are the gifts that we're born with, and what are the complications that show up if we're not one with our gifts and we are struggling with them and trying to fit in to societal standards about who they think we should be. For example, if you're being told, well, you're just too hypersensitive, or you take things too personally because you're overwhelmed by other people's emotions and feelings, and you're empathic to what's going on around you. So I found the book very, very helpful and very useful because, you know, I'm a business strategist for empaths. I help empaths get out of their way, take back their personal power, and stand in their truth no matter what. And my passion is really to help the next generation understand that being an empath is really, you're born with unique gifts, and if you know what those gifts are, and I can help you discover them and learn how to manage them, then you really are here to transform the world. You're here as a planetary change agent, and my job is to help you feel comfortable in your body. I only wish that we had somebody that understood this whole concept of empaths. When I was born in 1945, there was no concept of empaths, and it was very difficult for me in the sense of trying to fit in, only to discover many, many years later that that's what I was not here to do. I was a pattern breaker. I wasn't here to fit in, and that I had my own unique gifts, and I was here to help other people discover their own gifts. So without further ado, I'm just going to go over the Dowsing Energy Healing closed Facebook group and see if there's anybody joining us and whether they're asking any questions now. So I'm just going to go over there now. So we're in the Dowsing and Energy closed Facebook group. Thank you for the new people that have joined. I'm trying to get you signed in. All right, so just going to scroll down here and see where we live. There I am. So I'll welcome Darlene Turner and welcome Gail Altschwager. I'm hoping I'm not butchering your name. And Debbie Esto, welcome to the show. And yeah, hello, Darlene. And so if you have any questions, type them in here. Better yet, fold in toll free. 1-866-369-7464. If you scroll up, you'll see all that information in the comments above. And you can also join me on Zoom, which is much more fun because then you join me in the broadcast and can be actually part of the participation of what's going on during the show. So please let your network know that we're live. And if you have any questions, please type them in so I can see them. So I'm going to scroll down and through here and see what we've got coming up here. So I'm just going to share the screen so people can see what I'm talking about. So here we are. So we're going to share the screen for the Dowsing and Energy Healing closed Facebook group. All right, so this is from Santa Anita Horses Are Dying. This is from Debbie Estel. There's a theory that the track is full of geopathic stress. I will post the pic Anyone who wants to verify this, or knows how to verify this with proper authorities, that would be great. Also, as for clearing, this type of major clearing has been done with other issues developing due to the clearing being released to the surrounding area, which had to be cleared itself. This may be a great class or Thursday discussion if there is an interest in this. I have been in contact with others who do dowsing, and we are a bit leery about doing the clearing properly, so we can absolutely transmit with 100%. Also, there is thought that we need permission first, and of course, the track. I'll not give it, and the track will not give it to us. I believe for the good of the horses, it should be done. I hate the racing industry as horses do not fully develop until they are 6. Race horses are worked very hard at a very young age. Yes, I have a friend who works with race horses that are past their prime, race horses that are injured and are about to be slaughtered because they pulled muscles, and she rescues them. She lives in Australia and has a great compassion. And also she rescues greyhounds for the same reason. So just to help you, Debbie, if you're listening to this call, and number one is, when it comes to the betterment of any living being, horses, dogs, humans, you don't need permission to do the clearing, right? You just do it. It's for the greater good. Then permission isn't necessary. You don't have to have permission from the racetrack owners. They wouldn't know what you're talking about. Anyway, just go ahead and clear it. And yes, you're right. Having a group help you do it would be very powerful. So I'm proposing that if people are interested, why don't we do a mini course on this, which is like map dowsing, in that we will look for the geopathic stress, the lines running through here, see if there's any, and see if we can clear them and use different techniques to get at that. So I'm suggesting maybe we do it on Friday, and that makes sense to people. If you could just comment yes that you would like to be involved. I think I asked that in the comments. Yeah, anyone want to join in dowsing and clearing workshop on this topic? If yes, then say yes in the comments. So we have Branka would like to do this, yes, and Ashley Glass Wells says yes, and Debbie says yes. And Hillary says, I work with horses and believe it goes through the breeding now. If you read into 8 bells, they talk about breeding soundness. They're breeding too quickly, making them too fast for weak bodies. And I agree with that. Yes, my other friend in Australia says that the horses are not fully, their bones aren't strong enough to deal with all of that stress that comes from racing them so hard. So it's very cruel industry, like many, many things that we're involved in. And I really believe that as dowsers, we can make it better for horses and humans, and that we can get to work on this and improve the lot of all of the life around us. So let's get to work and let's do it. And if this Saturday doesn't work, and I'll post up a time, maybe we can get to work on the following Friday and do some clearing work on this. Okay, Jennifer Anand says, Hillary, Dawn, Seeley, yep, they run them too young. It's only all about the money. Of course, it's all about the money. Okay, so we're all about healing horses, healthy humans, and the betterment of life. Okay, so let's get to work. And then Hillary says, I worked with hunter jumpers and noticed a shift in young horses only hit the ring at 5. When I left them, they were getting into the ring at 3. And and we understand that this is a real problem, and definitely we need to be doing something about it. And Darlene, you know all about this because you know how to do horse healing and how important it is. And Darlene would be the first to say that we can do distant healing for horses as well. So if you know of a racetrack and you know particular horses that need some help, we can do that as well, or we can heal all of the horses in the track. And we can even set up a grid that every horse that enters that track is taken care of to the best of everybody's ability, or that there's something that can be done to fix it. Yeah, and Brenda says, has the water been checked? And yes, there are things to put in the water that can make the horses absolutely healthy and take care of any disease or disorder. and keep them really strong and with a lot of vital energy. So there you are. That's a project for us. The Santa Anita racetrack that needs some work so the horses aren't suffering. We can't change the whole racing profession, but we can certainly make it better for the horses by making a safe environment for them to run on or run in, also cleaning up the whole racetrack, and also putting a whole system of racing horses into a court of atonement and blessing everybody and making it much better for everybody concerned. So I like that project. So if that you want to join us on a Friday, this Friday or next Friday, please tune into this in the Dowsing Energy Healing Close Facebook group and just put yes in the comments, and we'll make sure that you know when we're going to do this. Okay. So the next comment is a healer is not someone that you go to for healing. A healer is someone that triggers within you your own ability to heal yourself. This got out 77 people responded to this, and 10 comments. So it's interesting because I think one of the people said, well, that was denying the ability of people to heal. And it's important to recognize that people can heal others. And yes, of course they can. For myself, I rarely send healing energy unless somebody's ill and in a hospital, or somebody's passed over and needs some help to return to the light, then I will send healing energy. But my preference is to do what that quote says, is to really help people release their own inability, their own ability to heal themselves. Because if I can do that and people know how to heal themselves, they can turn around and teach other people how to do that. And we're going to live in a more benevolent world. Yes, I will heal people if I feel called to do it. And there's nothing wrong to do that. Reiki energy or healing energy or distant healing is all important. And I teach that. And if you'd like to be part of the distant healing certification course, we just started it. And we have 3 people in the course. And if you'd like to join us, it's $333 US. And it goes for 6 months, and you're certified at the end of it. If once you've done 10 clients and submitted your results, or 10, what am I trying to say? 10 good comments about your healing. Okay, they're testimonials. That's the word I'm looking for. 10 testimonials. I think it's 8 or 10 testimonials for you to then be certified. Okay, and then you can use the deep clearing protocol and all the techniques I use, and you can also register people into the course. The courses I have, and you're going to get a percentage, like 30% for every person you register in the course. So you can use my courses to help grow your tribe of people that you're teaching how to do energy healing or doing energy healing for. So, and Tony is in that group as well. And Tony is providing free energy healing and house clearing to anyone. And then if he has any concerns or stuck or asks me questions, then I back him up. So if you want to work with Tony, donations are greatly received, and he's in the healing, distant healing course and learning how to do that. And so he's allowed to post here and get clients for him to practice, and also for him to be able to feel confident that he's providing the healing that people need. Okay. So if that's something that you would like to do, why not join the course? It's still open now. It's a good time to do it because we're just at the beginning, like I said, of going through the course, a 6-month course on distant healing, and it's a certification course. Okay. So I'm just going to back over to see if anybody's joined me on a Zoom. So just over to Zoom, wherever Zoom is. Click through here and see if we can find Zoom. Oh yeah, we're on the, gonna have to stop sharing the screen here and to see. So stop sharing. We don't have anybody joining us on Zoom. Don't forget, you can click the link and join me on Zoom. And so until somebody shows up or phones in, I'm gonna go back over and share the screen. All right, so let me just see here, Dowsing and Energy Healing. Click on that, do share. Okay, so we just talked about Tony. We talked about the distant healing certification course. We talked about this is a great time to join that. If that's something like you do, that's $333 US a month for 6 months and you come away certified. There's a person here who keeps talking about somebody else, Dr. Friday, and his ability to heal everybody. I really prefer that you didn't promote other people in this group. This group is really where I get an opportunity to provide my services and build this group, teach people how to do distant healing, encourage people to help each other. And every Thursday, I allow people to post their own their own outreach for whatever it is, healing modality that they would like to offer to people. But I prefer that people didn't do that in every post. Like this post was saying, Dr. Friday Temple will fix the problem for you and be happy again in a relationship. Please don't do that. I think that's not really honoring the group by keep every article, every comment you put in that. Okay, so if you continue to do that, I will remove you from the group. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So right now, what I'm doing with that particular comment is I'm just going to hide it. Okay, so any comments like that that are promoting and they haven't contributed to the group get hidden unless they are posted on Thursday. All right, Hillary Dawn Celia. Hey everyone, asking for lots of healing vibes for my hubby. Been in the hospital from 2:30 a.m. That was 22 hours ago. Thank you everybody for reaching out and helping. So to me, this is something that can be posted in the group, is helping each other and our loved ones, learning how to send healing energy and working together as a group. That's all what this group is all about. So I hope that we can get some feedback from Hillary Dawn Celia about how her hubby's doing, because there's been a lot of people that have been sending him energy, right? So it'd be really nice to know. Okay, came out, here's the results. He came out of the surgery well yesterday. The surgeons had a very difficult time getting the appendix out due to abdominal inflation and sepsis. Oxygen levels are in the high 80s and low 90s, heavy antibiotics and painkillers. But I might be able to bring him home tomorrow if he's stable and prove him tonight. All right, so let's just send Hillary's husband, and his name is here, Alfred James Wadloven. Let's send him what Divine Mother energy of instant miracle healing. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to do this over the next few minutes. I'm going to be still, and everybody just go inwardly and sit with this energy as I send it. If you're Reiki, open your hands and transmit Reiki to Alfred James Wadloven, or send any of the distant healing through any other technique that you know. And I'm just going to join by sending the divine energy of instant miracles to James. Okay, and I'm going to start now. So here goes. I call on Divine Mother, who comes with us in wholeness, totality, and truth, to please broadcast the divine energy of instant miracle healing to James Wade Lovin, starting now. And I ask that this be at the highest frequency intensity possible for him to be able to receive it, so that he is has strong vitality and ability to quickly heal. And I declare it so be it. It is done. Okay, I'm going to call on Divine Mother to continue running those energies in the background as we continue on with other things. And if there's any angelics in my light team that would like to help Divine Mother to work with Alfred James Wade Lovin, if they could carry on with Divine Mother's energy of instant miracles and broadcast that as we move in on. All right, the next one is Philip Blodell. Hi again, I'm 50 years old, living near Ottawa in Canada. I need help for cold feet. I'd be happy with temporary help as long as long-term solutions. If you do not keep my feet warm at all times, I experience awful leg cramps, making it difficult to walk. I have 20 hours of leaves to rake for a neighbor this week and next week, thanks. So I said your meridians are not working properly. I suggest a rebounder to get your lymph glands working again. Yeah, so your circulation in your body isn't working. Even having a bit of a walk every morning would be very valuable. But a rebounder or a jiggler, a vibrator, a machine to get the lymph moving, to move that static aspect in your body moving would be really important. And so that flow of the chi in your body can then bring warmth to your extremities. If you need some help, you can book a free 15-minute session with me, and we can go a little bit deeper, because everything that's happening to you, your body is trying to send you a message. So what is the message that's being sent with regard to cold feet? It's something about not being able to stand up straight. It's not something that has to do with not being able to feel supported. It has to do something to do with not walking forward, something to do with not stepping into something. It has to do with your legs, which are all connected to those feelings and emotions I just talked about. All right, so I'm just, don't forget, there's 3 ways to join me. This is Tyson Bannigan, the Energy Detective. This is the Healing Hour. There's 3 ways you can join me. You can phone in toll free, 1-866-369-7464, and the number is in the description where you're watching this show. This is a live talk show, and we're ready and willing to take any questions. You can also type them in under where you're watching the show, any questions that you have. And you can also join me on Zoom. The link is also in the description above the show where you're watching it. And last but not least, you can come in using the WhatsApp from anywhere in the world. You can dial in 01-250-803-2480, and that's also in the description. Okay, so just going to scroll up and see underneath the show whether there's been any requests or anybody asking any questions or any comments. Okay, nearly up there. I don't want to make anybody dizzy as I scroll, but here we go. All right, here's me doing my thing, and we have 8 comments. Okay, Tony says, Ellerton, can we do a clearing for a friend of mine? 3 people in his immediate family have recently been diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, blood cancer, and full body cancer, all within a few months. Okay, well, Tony, what's going on there is there's geopathic stress running through the house. If all 3 people have cancers, then there's something wrong in that environment, okay? It also could be attributed to the type of food that they're eating as well, but most likely, and what I'm getting is geopathic stress. So it's really important that we do that right away, and I'm just gonna tune in with that feeling that, see whether it's geopathic stress, okay? So get out my pendulum here, and is it geopathic stress? And yes, it is. And so how strong is the geopathic stress on 100 being right off the charts? So it's huge. It's like 75 negative impact. So that's the first thing we need to do. Okay, so it'd be something like this. You're taking your pendulum counterclockwise. We're going to use the short form from the deep clearing protocol, and we'll something like this. Hi, Tyson Bannigan, in my holy name, with the assistance of Tony Ellerton, and with regard to his friend, and the 3 people in the immediate family, we remove any geopathic stress running through their house, and we clear it throughout all time, space, and dimensions, and throughout all the past, present, and future timelines. And we clear it through the matriarchal and patriarchal lineage, any propensity towards cancer. We remove that through the matriarchal, patriarchal lineages, soul family, star family, and family of origin. And we clean it up through all time, space, and dimensions. And I declare it so be it. It is done. Thank you. Okay, so they're just letting the pendulum rotate and come to rest here. Okay, because the motion of the pendulum going counterclockwise indicates the clearing is still happening. Okay, so now it's swinging to and fro. Okay, and then now we're going to check in on a scale of 0 to 100. I use this as my scale. 0 is here, 100 is here. So I just douse in here. Is it clear? It's 100% clear. So that will start helping with the healing, because the 75% negative impact on the body from geopathic stress is really, really huge. And it's a geometrical progression. So if you're in a geopathic stress zone, it magnifies multiple times. By the longer you're dwelling in that geopathic stress, the stronger reaction has on the body. So let's also look at number 1 in the family. How are they doing now? Are about 51. So that's 51%. So let's clear all the family members. So I, Tyson Bannigan, in my holy name, with the assistance of Tony Elrin and we like, and the assistant divine mother, creator God of all that is, undertake a clearing of everybody that was living in that house that had is no long it was now clear of geopathic stress, and we clear them of any and all sources of non-beneficial energies, toxic emotions, core fractures that have resulted in stress, duress, and resulted in cancer. And we remove all all external things like electromagnetic radiation or any other external matters that may be related to or causing cancer. We nullify them and transmute them into positive energy. We undertake this clearing throughout the multidimensional levels of reality, throughout all time, space, and dimensions, through the multidimensional levels of reality, and through matriarchal, patriarchal lineages, soul family, star family, and family of origin. And I declare it so be it, it is done. Thank you. And, and cancer is always showing up in the body because the body is trying to teach something. So it'd be really great to have those people have a free session and see if we need to do some deeper work with them, because cancer is an indication that something is going on in their body that they're not paying attention to, right? So I'm just going to let this pendulum come to rest with those three people. So let's just see, the three people all together as one group of one is they're about 75% better than they were before we did this, okay? Okay, so if you feel called to do this, Tony, you can keep using that short clearing I just gave you to continue to do the clearing to clear the last 25%. Okay, Debbie says, Estel says, I was invited years ago to go to the Bonsalt Downs in San Diego by the Del Mar track to do energy work. When I went out there, I was bombarded by the terror from the horses. I was told they run 1.5 hours a day for 6 days a week, all babies. Needless to say, I had to leave as I was energetically drained. Yes, well, in the book I was listening to on the way up about being an empath. One of the things in being an empath is, yes, you do feel all of the animals and you feel all the living plants, and there's different ways that you're empathic, but in your particular case, Debbie, you were really sensitive to horses. What I really encourage you to do is at least do it from a distance, even if you need to leave there because you're feeling the terror from the horses. I want you to consider doing a Ho'oponopono prayer for all the horses, which would go, I love you, all you horses. I love you, everybody in the track. I love everything that's happening there. But I'm sorry that humans do not understand the value of horses and living, that they're living beings and sentient and emotional. And I'm sorry on behalf of all humanity of our insensitivity towards living animals such as horses. So I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm going to do my best to take care of the situation, even if I do it from a distance. So I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me because they know not what they do. So I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you for intervening in helping clean this situation up. So this is really, really important, is when you're an empath, you feel these things, please do the clearing and do it. And if you can't be there in person, which you don't need to be, do it at a distance, whether it's a slaughterhouse, anything and everything that has to do with negative energy, please go ahead and clear it. Yeah, poor horses, so connected to them, all of them. Yes, I get it. I understand it. I mean, when the trees go past on a logging truck, I bless the trees. Look, everything is living. Everything is crying for humanity to wake up. The pigs don't want to be slaughtered for food. The cows don't want to be slaughtered. They don't want to be abused and their little calves taken away so they produce milk, and on and on and on. As an empath, I feel all of that. But I can't let it overwhelm me, because if I let it overwhelm me, I can't do the work that I'm called to do, which is clean this planet up one person at a time and do the best I can to make this more benevolent planet to live on. So I have to turn down my empathic ability for me to survive on this planet and do the work that I'm called to do. And I understand how horrific this can be for empaths. I get it. I feel for you. But please, please protect yourself, ground yourself, be compassionate. Don't be, don't get overwhelmed, because once you're overwhelmed, you are part of the problem. You're not part of the solution, because you have to stay in your core. You have to stay in your center. You have to be in your true nature. And from that, you can love unconditionally, even those that are abusing the animals because they don't know any better. And the more that you can send unconditional love, the more opportunity there is for the whole situation to be transformed by forces greater than ours. The most important thing is to do the Hono prayer, to reach out, and nothing wrong with crying, Debbie. If you need to cry, cry. But don't forget to clear, 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 clear. And as you know, in the Ho'oponopono, they say, sweep, 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 sweep. So, in other words, you need to keep doing this. You need to keep doing this, because everything is showing up in our lives for us individually and collectively to wake up, as painful as that is. All right. Now there's 12 comments. And again, unfortunately, I can only see Debbie's comments and Tony's comments. And Tony says, thank you. So if you put comments in there, Darlene, if you put comments in there, I can't see them. And I see all of Debbie's and I see Tony's, but I don't see anything from Darlene. So Darlene, if you want to add something, or better yet, phone in, by all means do that, or join me on Zoom. I'm just going to pop over to Zoom, stop the share here, just see if anybody happens to show up. Oh, we got somebody showing up here. Okay, great. So let me just see who's here. Janet. Okay, Janet, we're just going to allow you to talk here. So hi, Janet. How are you? Welcome to the show. Janet Splitter, you are unmuted. You got yourself muted though. So Janet, on Zoom, if you want to say hello, please do so. Okay, you are unmuted.
Thank you, Tyson. Hello.
Hello. Is there anything I can help you with?
I'm okay for the minute, thank you.
All right, you can. I'm just gonna. If it gets too noisy in the background where you are, just mute yourself. And if you want to jump in at any time, please just speak up, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I'll
So,
just mute myself.
all right. So I'm going to pop back over to the share, go back in the Dowsing and Energy Healing, close Facebook, and continue on. Don't forget, there's 3 ways you can join me. This is Tyson Bannigan. This is the Healing Hour. I am the energy detective, helping you take back your personal power, stand in your truth, no matter what. And if you're an empath, I help you learn how to manage your gifts, because you have unique gifts. You've been born with them, and we don't want you to be overwhelmed by everything that's showing up in your life. We want you to be able to know that these gifts are very, very powerful, and that these gifts are there for you to help humanity and help yourself and your loved ones. Okay. So I'm just going to scroll up here. Oh, there's Janet making a lot of noise in the background. All right. So Debbie, will do. Okay. Debbie, thank you, my friend. You are most welcome. Poor horses. Yes, we talked about the poor horses and the poor humans, because, karmically, they have no idea what they're doing. If people could understand karma, I think that maybe they would behave a little bit better. At least that's what I would think they would do, but maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. Okay, so we did Tony, and we talked about the distant healing certification, of course, and that Tony's in that, and he's asking for the opportunity to practice distant healing, and is offering it for free. We'd love to have a donation. So if you'd like to work with Tony so that he can become certified, that would be great, right? And Chuck Waldy is back here with his comments about his buddy being the most awesome healer. And I've asked him not to do that. I'll have to send him a message on Messenger, and it's because it's getting to the point where he's going to have to be removed if he keeps this up. All right, so down to healer, we talked about her hubby, and he seems to be doing better. We sent him some healing energy. We talked about Philip's cold feet and the need to increase his circulation. We talked about, on the next one, on why can't a person get rid of negative attachments themselves? Interesting question, and I forgot to mention, so I'll mention it now. Amy Jo Ellis returns to the Wellness Show, and she's my guest on Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific. That would be 6 p.m. Eastern, and I think that would be 5 p.m. Central. Join me, and we're going to be talking about dancing with the devils doesn't need to be scary. Okay, that's the topic. And we're going to talk about why entities, disincarnate beings, what you might call the devil, or entities, ETs, or whatever, show up in your energy field. And what's that all about anyway? And so this is the latest information that she's got through her channeling with Abraham about how he feels that us as humans can deal with these intrusions into our energy field. So join us. It's going to be a great show. As usual, this was the 5th interview with Amy Jo Ellis. I always look forward to it because we get to chat about all sorts of the latest and greatest ways to help people take back their personal power and stand in their truth no matter what. So why can't a person get rid of negative attachment to self? You can. Stop negativity. Know that there may be a presence mimicking your voice that's not you. Claim your space and evict the intruder. Rekindle, reactivate your gene of compassion, resort to love, conform to the provisions of the law of one, which is do no harm. Yeah, that's absolutely true. You know, there's such a thing as some people have multiple souls. Some of them are beneficial, and some are not. Multiple souls, you know, there can be somebody who's literally, you know, actually driving your car. You know, like if there was, some people have 3 souls, and a person has 3 souls, then they usually are in a rotation like every 3 months or every 6 months, and then one of them will take over the wheel and drive it. So I don't know about you, but at times I've had the dream about I'm sitting in the back seat of a car. I can lean over and grab the steering wheel, but I can't have control over the gas and the brakes. Somebody has that. To me, that would be an indication of some other entity or soul at that particular time, either in the dreamscape or in life, that's actually driving the car or driving part of the car, and I'm not fully in control. So it's time to clean that up. I need to know whether that's a benevolent being, whether that benevolent being wants to return to the light, or whether that benevolent being is part of my own soul evolution and needs to be granted permission to work with me as a co-equal. I just need to figure it out what's going on, right? Because we can't have 2 people driving the car of the body at the same time. It's going to lead to accidents. So the most important thing here is, yes, you have to be strong to do an eviction notice for entities that are no longer serving your highest good. But on another level, you need to also have compassion, because a lot of them don't know that they are interfering. They think they're actually helping you, particularly if they're relatives. They think that they're helping you get it right this time, right? Maybe they didn't get it right, or maybe they think your father didn't get it right, or maybe they didn't get it right, so they're trying to you get it right. So they think that they're helping you. So in that particular case, you really want to resort to love and thank them for their assistance, that you've got the message, you're going to do it on your own, and you can send them on to their own soul evolution by returning to the light. So yes, you need to be strong and stand in your truth no matter what, but you also have to have compassion for whatever entity, discarnate being, or devilish being that shows up in your energy field, because you create your world with every thought, word, and deed. So you attract to you the very beings in which you need to learn from, okay? So, you know, it's not that they're doing it to you. You've asked them to do it to you, so to speak, so that you can learn what you need to learn. And when you do, then you can free them, because they don't need to show up anymore. You've raised your energy because you've learned the lesson. They're no longer on that frequency, and they have no longer a need to show up, and they get on with your soul evolution. their soul evolution, you can get on with yours. So really it's a win-win for everybody. Okay. We're going to scroll back up and see if there's any more comments. And don't forget, Janet, if you want to pipe in at any time through Zoom, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay, scrolling up here, almost making myself dizzy as we go through here. And we're back up to nearly to the whole healing hour. Okay, here we are. So there's Darlene and Gail and two others, and I don't see any other comments. Please feel free to type in any comments or requests, the three of you, and I'll get back to you. Or better yet, why not phone in? This is Tyson Bannigan. This is a healing hour. There's three ways you can reach me. You can phone in toll free 1-866-369-7464. And here comes somebody. All right. Ask and ye shall receive. All right. Welcome to the healing hour. Who are we speaking with?
My name is Janie.
Hi, Jane.
I've had a Zoom meeting scheduled at 6, and it just keeps saying that there's something else going on with the host. So I had sent an email, and it wouldn't go through to John Living, and I hadn't heard anything back. I was trying to do the exorcism protocol for soul fragments.
Yes, okay.
And I just needed like the PayPal address and possibly see if it would be effective for me or not, because part of my issue is that some of this is coming from someone that's still living.
Right.
As well.
Right. Well, I think the best thing to do it, John Living is one of my teachers, and I've taken over his business. So you're talking to the right person. I've taken over an exorcism business, so to speak.
Okay.
I think the best thing to do for 97% of the population is to do the deep clearing first. So have you tried the deep clearing? Do you know anything about that?
No.
All right. So,
no, I haven't.
So
Sorry.
you got to.
I'm a healer, and I spend about 2 hours a day. Something happened a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I wound up getting sick and having like racing heart. They checked my heart, and it's fine. And I just keep having compounded symptoms and like proxying for people, like taking on people's entire problem.
Yes. Got it. So the deep clearing protocol costs you all of $25, and it should get you started. And after that, which is a 21-day clearing, if that isn't cleared up, then we could do an exorcism possession or do other deeper work to see what the core fraction or toxic emotion is, or what needs to be taken out of your energy field, or when anybody's still around after the deep clearing. So do you have a pen?
Yeah.
Okay, my email is Tyson, TYHSON @me.com. And what's your name?
Janie. Well, I think I sent this to you too.
Okay, did you to Tyson at me? Okay, just send it again and just say you were on the healing hour, and I will send you the document or how to pay the $25, and we'll get you started. And after 21 days, if you're still not clear, come back and we'll do some deeper work. How about that?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, let's get you cleaned up. And we want you back to work. So you picked this up from one of your clients? Is that what you think happened?
This started after I worked on my dad.
Oh my goodness, okay. All right, let's.
But other things, like I keep getting that there's, I lost a baby, and I didn't realize that can stick with you. So there have been multiple things, like I keep getting like fragments of my grandmother.
Oh my goodness, okay.
Grandparents are attached and different things, because I've continually had health problems since my grandmother passed when I was 10.
Wow.
And then it was compounded after the loss of the child.
Right.
So it's just continually like.
Well, let's do it. So which one do you think is the strongest? Which one is the strongest, do you think? Is it the soul fragment from the lost child? Do you think that's stronger than what you're doing with your dad?
I'm not sure.
Let me ask.
I managed with what was going on, with my health.
Right.
But then, like in March of this year, like it got really, really strange. Like,
right.
I would have these episodes where my heart would just like it would drop me to the floor because my heart would start racing so bad, and it was like an attack, like a spiritual attack or something. And I mean, it didn't make any sense. It just like all of a sudden started, and then it didn't happen for a while, and then in July, I was like bedridden for about a month.
Right.
And like it's been constant recovery to where, you know, I haven't let anybody else work on me. I've only been focusing on myself, and it's constant like energetic debris,
Yeah.
you know, entity infections. Like I work with Dr. Karen, like I've done her practitioner training.
Yeah.
So it's been like constant clearing of things that she would work on.
Right.
And it's just very strange because it's sends me in cycles. It keeps telling me that there's all these curses, and then the next day the same ones are back again.
Right.
And then I clear them, then they're back the next day.
Yeah, so there's an underlying cause that we need to deal. I think one of the things that, you know, you said, you know, that you had a child that you weren't aware of. So I'm just, and I really stuck on that. So just give me a second. I'm just going to tune in about this part of what's going on. So I'm just going to ask on a scale of 0 to 100, how is that affecting you? Yeah, it's huge. Like it's a 50% one, right? So let me just see. So is there anything that we need to know in order to send this this being to the light? Oh, let's ask, is the being ready to go to the light? Yes. So does this being, right? I want to say the being is a she automatically. So I don't know whether you know whether it's a she or not, but I get it, that it was a feminine or she. And is she ready to go to the light? Absolutely. And is there anything else we need to know? Okay, so do you want me to clear her to the light?
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to follow along with me, okay? So
Okay.
I, Tyson Bannigan, in my holy name, and you state your name.
I, Jenny Walls, in my holy name.
In your holy name, say in my holy name.
In my holy name.
Undertake this clearing.
Undertake this clearing.
With the assistance of Divine Mother, Creator God of all that is, or you can say God or whoever.
You might have to repeat that one now.
So who do you work with? I work with Divine Mother or Source Consciousness, or do you work with God or archangels or a light team? Who do you?
God, angel.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So say with the assistance of.
With the assistance of.
Say who you're working with. Angels or
God
what?
and the angels.
God and the angels. Ask to remove this soul fragment, right? Or unborn. How do you describe it?
Soul fragment.
Yeah, soul fragment that wasn't born.
That wasn't born.
And wants to return to the light.
And wants to return to the light.
And I asked whatever angels or light beings that can assist with this.
And I asked that whatever light beings or angels that can assist with this.
To guide this being, this entity.
To guide this being or entity.
Into the light.
Into the light.
To continue with its soul evolution.
And continue with its soul evolution.
And I say the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you.
I love you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
And I declare it so.
I'm sorry.
I declare it so.
I declare it so.
So be it.
So be it.
It is done.
It is done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm still spinning my pendulum. I don't know if anybody can see me because we're still, but anyway, the pendulum is still spinning. And then I got to come to rest and then tune in. Okay, so that's free and clear. So you should have some really significant changes that are happening. I'm not saying that we cleared everything, but that was one of the things that need to be done. Do sign up for the deep clearing. If you want to do this type of work that we just did and keep on going through what you intuitively know is in your energy field, we can do it that way. You can book an appointment and we can work on a one-to-one basis and speed the whole process up, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I definitely like guidance, especially after whatever has happened, like a lot of weirdness.
Yeah.
Started after I really ramped up people that I was helping.
Right.
It was very strange.
Right. So let's get you cleaned up. All right. So we want to shut all the doors and windows. So when you work with clients again, that nothing can enter into your energy field. So thanks for phoning in. And because what's happened to you can happen to any empaths. And really the topic today is, you know, what do empaths need to do to keep themselves safe, to take back their personal power, to stand in the truth no matter what. to be able to protect themselves, because you're unique. You're here to help, heal other people and help them discover their gifts and to help this be a better planet to live on. So you got a job to do. So the sooner we can get you cleaned up, the better you can get to work and the more loving planet we're going to all have. So I see my job is to help you be the best you can be. So let's get to work. Thanks for phoning in.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.
All right. So it isn't that scary to phone in. You just phone in toll free in North America, 1-866-369-7464, and you can receive your own personal healing on this call. And you can also join me on Zoom. Just click the Zoom link like Janet Splittler did and join me there as well. And then you can pipe up at any time. And if you want to ask questions, you can actually join me side by side if you want. And we can have a discussion about your favorite topic or ask me tough questions. I love tough questions. Or you can phone in anywhere in the world using the WhatsApp, which is 01250-803-2480. And all that information is above wherever you're watching the show in the Dowsing Energy Healing closed Facebook group. All right, so we're going to scroll back up and see if we have any other questions, concerns, requests. Yeah, Hillary Dawn Seeley said, should all women who have had a miscarriage do that type of clearing? Yes, I think that's a good idea. Why not? I think that's a perfect idea because there could have been twin souls, there could have been trapped souls, there could have been the disappointment of that being that didn't incarnate still being there and wanting to participate with the family but can't. Yes, I would suggest that's a very good thing to do. Yeah, so thanks for asking that. And yeah, please do that, and do that for people that you have an intuitive sense that that may be what's going on with them. There's a book, I don't know if I can put my finger on it right here. It's in John Living's library. It has to do with unborn souls. Just looking over here. Yeah, it's called Cry from the Womb. Okay, so that's a book that deals with this subject, totally with this subject. So it's a very important subject in that the whole book is on that topic. So I'm just going to see if I can pull it out without knocking the rest of my books over. And I'll just get off of sharing and just show you what the book looks like. So stop sharing. So here's the book, okay? So A Cry from the Womb, Healing the Heart of the World, a guide to healing and helping souls return to light after sudden death, miscarriage, stillbirth, or abortion. Gwendolyn Alwyn Jones. And, and if you've had an abortion, no judgment, but there can be lots of problems because that soul can be so disappointed, I guess is a word, or so troubled that it didn't have an opportunity to have the experience of being birthed onto this plane, that it could be causing problems for you because it's in grief. It's really pretty straightforward once you understand this. Most souls want to go back to the light. They just need assistance to do that, especially if they know that that's good for their soul evolution. And once their soul contract is over, which is to help you understand that there's still an important link between you and them. Okay, let's see what it says on the back here. It says, this book will change your life and the lives of generations to come. A Cry from the Womb, Healing the Heart of the World. Stunning case histories of this book show why a child's soul may not be able to reach the light after a traumatic death due to emotional entanglement with the grieving family. This may often be the case if the child was lost before full term and no transitional rites were done. Even years after the loss, the physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being of the parents may be undermined unless healing and release work are completed. Prayers are essential to assist the soul's transition into the light and to ease the pain of loss for all involved. Gwendolyn Alwyn Jones carefully and compassionately teaches how to do this work. She explains why it is essential to lovingly communicate with the soul of the child during pregnancy, and most importantly, if the child is lost. She provides deep insights into the spiritual nature of the child in the womb and shows how a child's growth may be impacted by thoughts and emotions of the parents. In the event of an unwanted pregnancy, she gives healing words and gentle counsel to those facing this difficult situation, providing a new and profound solution. It is her deepest desire that souls of children who died too young and all souls who need help may be healed. As their hearts heal, so does the heart of the world. Okay? Highly recommended. If you are into distant healing or working with others, then this is a book for your library, right? And if you're learning to do the deeper work like exorcism or helping trapped souls return to the light, then this should be in your library. Okay, there we are. So thank you for that phone call and thank you for that question. I really appreciate that because everybody is going to learn from this. Okay, we're going to just go back to sharing. How are we doing? We've got 5 more minutes, so we got time for somebody else to phone in and use up that 5 minutes in a personal call if you'd like, personal healing. And if not, we're going to scroll down here. So Hillary, thank you for that. And she said, Hillary says, I had a miscarriage in 2013 and I do feel part of me is still back at that time. So, okay, so just do the clearing that I did for the person who phoned in. And if you need some help, you know how to get hold of me. You can book a free session. I can help you out. And if we need to do deeper work, we can, we can do a client session together as well. Okay, so we're going to scroll down. We talked about the horses. We talked about doing some work with them and clearing up the racetrack. We talked about, how we misuse horses for racing and also the greyhounds for racing and how we need to clean up that and how we can do that with compassion without being overwhelmed ourselves. We talked about the distant healing certification course and that Tony's looking for clients so that he can get a certification. And if the certification of distant healing for you is something you'd like to learn, there's still room in the course. It's $333 US a month for 6 months. And there's 4 of us in the course. Why not join us and learn how to do this for yourself? You'll learn how to do the deep clearing, cry from the womb, and other techniques as well. All right. So we're down here and we're looking at, here's another comment from John Whitty. Yet again, he can't resist talking about his buddy. So we're gonna hide that comment as well. And as I said, if you are you persistent in talking about somebody else or trying to market for somebody else when it isn't a Thursday and you're insisting on doing that after you've been warned, I will be removing you from the group. So I need to send him a message, so privately, so he knows that that would be the consequences if he keeps it up. Okay, the next one is in grounding and clearing and shielding meditation. If you are an empath, and most likely if you're in this group, you are an empath, and I really highly recommend, I just listened to on Audible, What It Is to Be an Empath, the book. Highly recommend it to understand all the gifts that you have as an empath and all the different ways that you can have, clairsentient, clairaudience, or all the different clairs that show up and how that you will interpret the world and be able to use those gifts that you have. But the most important thing, or one of the most important things, is to dump the energy out of your body on a daily basis by doing a deep clearing or doing a shower or doing a bath with like Epsom salts or magnesium salts or putting in lavender or healing oils so that you can remove the toxins from your body. You can ground and let go of what no longer serves you. Because as an empath, you pick up other people's emotions and feelings. Even if you try and shield yourself, you can pick up residuals. So it's always good to, at the end of the day, do some clearing exercise or grounding to dump all that energy before you go to bed, right? And also doing the Ho'oponopono prayer is really a good thing to do to release all that energy and be thankful for what showed up in your life in that day, and then letting go. As I mentioned, you can join Amy Jo Ellis and myself on the Wellness Show on Facebook Live Thursday at 3 p.m. It'll be in Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy Facebook page. And the topic is Dancing with Devils Doesn't Need to Be Scary. We're going to be talking about why do these entities show up in your life and why are they there and what is there that you can learn from that. And as Felicia Reed says, I love her perspective on the Court of Atonement. Leave it all to the higher powers. Yes, if you can't figure it out yourself, why not ask for assistance? If you don't ask, you don't receive, you don't knock, the door isn't open. Don't cast the bread upon the waters, it isn't returned tenfold. So you need to ask, and by doing a Court of Atonement, you're asking the angelic kingdom and the higher powers to assist you to bring resolution to whatever is not working in your life. And what could be better than that than asking upstairs to assist you? Okay, so. Yes, it says, please send blessings and energy to all affected by the wildfires in all the states and in California. And I did a clearing in which I said, I, Tyson Bennigan, in my holy name, and you state your full name and your holy name, with the assistance of my lifetime divine mother and father, and the source of all that is. I apologize for our collective alienation from Mother Nature as the source of all our lives. We humbly ask Mother Nature to bring the elemental forces of fire, water, air, earth, and ether into balance according to the law of one, which is do no harm. We ask for the most benevolent outcome for all life forms. I declare it so, and in my holy name, so be it. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. It is done. Thank you. All right. A really good little prayer. And of course, it is the short form from the Deep Clearing Protocol. There is a new one available. I'm asking $25 for the new version. It's got some tweaks and tune-ups. And this form of the short clearing is on the back of the long deep clearing. And you can use it for anything and everything, like I just used it for taming the wildfires, okay? But you can use it for anything, and how to do it is in the Deep Clearing Protocol. Okay, we're at the top of the hour, and this is Tyson Bannigan. This has been the Healing Hour. We're here and back, same time, same place, every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, and 5 p.m. Central. Why not join us? And there's 3 ways you can always join me. Phone in toll free. You can join the Zoom link, or you can phone in through the WhatsApp. And until next week, be healthy, wealthy, and wise. Bye for now.
The Healing Hour, brought to you every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time or 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. During the show, you can phone in toll-free in North America, 1-866-369-7464 or 1-866-Dowsing. The Healing Hour is live on Facebook, hosted by the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy and sponsored by the Facebook page, The Healing Arts Academy. Produced by The Wellness Show, and until next Tuesday, same time, same place, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.